What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. New video. Today we're going to talk about Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez, the former champion of the UFC, one of the baddest men on the planet. As we know, as you may, if you don't know, I'm surprised, but maybe UFC isn't your thing. Cain Velasquez was involved in a shooting a few years ago. There are some allegations. There are some allegations that someone did some very terrible stuff to his son. Cain found out about it, and he went to go do what a father would do, and the alleged perpetrator jumped in the car with the stepfather. There was a car chase and a bunch of stuff happened, and then next thing you know, Cain Velasquez is shooting from his car into the other car that the alleged perpetrator was in. He wasn't struck, but his stepfather was struck in the hand, and there was so much nerve damage. I guess he now only has the use of 2 fingers on that hand. I don't know how true it is. That's what's been reported. Cain was arrested. He sat in the county jail for a while. I believe it was a year, and then was given the chance to bail out with an ankle monitor. He was out on bail. I believe it was another year. And just the other day, he was sentenced. He was sentenced to 5 years. Now, he was charged with attempted murder. In the state of California, attempted murder, you can receive a life sentence. I was in prison with a lot of guys that had life sentences for attempted murders. So he lucked out. I personally thought that Cain was going to get a joint suspension sentence, meaning they were going to sentence him. I thought he was going to get 10 years joint suspension, meaning he gets sentenced to 10 years, doesn't do any time unless he violates his probation. And then if he gets a probation violation, they can go ahead and force him to do the remaining time on that sentence. I guess this is a better scenario for him. He was given 5 years due to the actual time served in the county jail. And for those of you that don't know, while he was out on bail and he had an ankle monitor, that is considered confinement time. So in California, you have to do 85% of your time when you get a violent crime conviction, when you're convicted of committing a violent act. So he has to do, on 5 years, it's going to be 4 years and a quarter, right? And so it's 4 years, 3 months, basically, right? And so he has approximately 16 months left on his term. Well, apparently on March 27th, Cain Velasquez, whose new CDC number is BZ8970, Cain Velasquez was transferred from the county jail to Wasco State Prison Reception Center. I'm confused. So I was housed in Wasco State Prison's Reception Center when I entered the California Department of Corrections in 1994. Okay. And Wasco Reception Center is the reception center for Los Angeles County, Ventura County, Santa Barbara County, I believe Kings County, Kern County. I know all the Bulldogs go there. So for Cain Velasquez to leave the Bay Area, to be convicted in the Bay Area and not go to the Bay Area's reception center, it has me scratching my head. Now, Cain Velasquez should have gone, unless something has changed. Cain Velasquez should have gone to San Quentin's reception center. San Quentin is the oldest prison in California. Had he gone to the reception center there, he would have been placed on one of 5 tiers, 100 men on each tier. So 500 men in his section in an old prison. He would have had to go to showers with a whole bunch of dudes at once, yard a whole bunch of dudes at once, the yard, everything. And I believe that this Cain Velasquez being transferred to Wasco. Wasco is a 270 building, meaning there's 2 tiers. That's it. Cell living, of course, because he has a violent crime. He's not going to go to a dorm. I believe moving Cain Velasquez to Wasco is the CDC's. The CDC is letting it be known they're not going to take any chances with Cain. They want him protected. They want him observed, and they don't want any bad publicity where something happens where Cain's involved, being, somebody tries to move on him, meaning attack him. And how successful that would be, who knows? But I think this is the CDC playing safe, not taking any chances. So hopefully this information will bring a little bit of peace to the Velasquez family, to their minds. Wasco reception can be wild. There have been some very serious incidents in Wasco reception, but I don't see them taking that chance. I wouldn't be surprised if Cain is being placed in a cell by himself, at least initially. Wasco, basically what's going to happen, and they may expedite him being there. They may have him in and out. People are usually there for months. I don't know now if they're allowed to use the phones. When I was there weren't even phones in the building. There was no phone access. When I went through, it was a 4-month process. I know later, because of the overcrowding, it became a 9-month process. I believe they did put phones in there because of guys that were already classified and were just waiting on the chain, meaning a transfer. They were allowed access to the phones. But right now, Cain is he's going to be seen by the dentist. He's going to be seen by the doctor. They'll go over any medications he may need, may not need, stuff like that. That's what he's going through right now. He will be going through basically diagnostics, and they're going to figure out where they're going to house him. They're going to figure out what his points are, and then recommend a prison. I would believe they're going to recommend a prison closest to him. I wouldn't be surprised if Cain winds up in like Jamestown. I also would, me personally, I would think that Cain is going to be offered a job in Wasco reception as a porter. That way he's out of his cell. He'll be able to sweep and mop, hand out trays, hand out lunches, stuff like that. And I think that he's going to get preferential treatment from the cops. What Cain Velasquez did, I think all of us know as fathers, even mothers would do the same thing. The 16 months that he's gonna be there, I don't see him having any problems at all. I see cops wanting to have him out of the cell in their presence. That's big Cain Velasquez. There may be some people that are going to think, how is that doing time? It's doing time because he's behind those walls. And as much as people will probably want to make him feel as comfortable as possible, there will also be those that are miserable and will be jealous of him. And hopefully, Cain will be aware of that. He's not a criminal. He's not a crook. He's not someone who's used to having to read body language constantly, dissect conversations. And that's actually a good thing, meaning he's naive because he wasn't a part of that world. But when you are in that world, it is a disadvantage. I don't see anybody trying to take advantage of him. But anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know that's the breaking news. Cain Velasquez was not sent to the reception center that I would think 100% of people go to from the Bay Area. He was sent to a reception center that's mainly it's the guys from Fresno, the guys from LA, the guys from Santa Barbara County, Ventura County, Kern County. A lot. It's weird, but I think it's for his safety, and I think the CDC is letting it be known they're gonna do what they can to make sure that he's safe. So with that said, that's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart. Tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.